And now, with your link to the movies, time now for Will Link.
Thank you. Well, as we said in the last segment, Roger had told me to go see Alex Cross.
Yep.
And I'm a man of my word. I went to see Alex Cross. And unfortunately, well, let's say this. I've seen worse films this year.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
Look, the plot of this is pretty simple. Alex Cross, the detective from the James Patterson novels, previously played by Morgan Freeman in Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider.
Oh, yep.
He's tracking down a sociopathic killer. And in this film, he's played by Tyler Perry. The killer is played by Matthew Fox.
Wait, no, hold on. Before you proceed, I can kind of see problems here already.
Tyler Perry?
We'll start with
Did Tyler Perry dress up like a woman at any point in this movie at all?
It might have been better had he been Medea.
Oh, no.
No, well, here's the thing, and I give Tyler Perry some credit for wanting to try some new stuff as an actor. You know, he plays a lot of that broad comedy that he writes himself, and I give him credit for wanting to go against type and be in a film that he didn't direct or write. I wonder if it would have been better to try that with smaller roles or different roles and try to build up a different persona rather than come out as the star of this film. And I know the studio had originally, before Tyler Perry expressed interest, was going to go with Idris Elba, who's, I think, is a terrific actor. We've seen him earlier this year in Prometheus. And, you know, he's stronger. He's got more gravitas. And Tyler Perry kind of plays everything the same tone in this. Like if he's yelling at the killer or talking to his wife, it all feels like it's kind of the same level.
Morgan Freeman, he's such a good actor.
Well, yeah,
I know he's stepping into shoes that Morgan Freeman had once been in. It's like,
and he wears like a size 14, I hear. So I mean, this is like
this is a big one. So that's one problem with it. The bigger problem, I think, is the directing. It's a really poor. If you notice how bad the directing is, then you know.
Who directed this?
It's directed by Rob Cohen, who did the Triple X movies with Vin Diesel.
He was a television director years ago.
There's a lot of scandal around him
Rob
as well.
Cohen.
Rob
Cohen. I don't know about the scandal.
I'll talk about that later.
But the style of it's kind of all over the place. Like it's these steady shots, and then all of a sudden there are these whip pans and shaky cam, and it's like it's going to these different styles that didn't quite work. Some of the scenes were very oddly framed. It was just a very muddled style. And with the Alex Cross character, you know, he's a little Sherlock Holmesy, but they never explain how he knows things. Like he could be like Larry, I know you had eggs for breakfast this morning, and they never. And you're just like, oh, you got me, Alex. But you never explain how he knows that. Where I feel like a Sherlock Holmes character eventually explains.
Well, it's elementary, dear Watson.
No, there's shells on your collar.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it doesn't. But I feel like they don't explain how Alex knows these things. I just felt it was a kind of a hastily made film. It didn't work.
Now, do we know, was Rob Cohen involved with Kiss the Girls with Morgan Freeman?
No.
Okay.
No.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Kiss the Girls was a good
That was
film.
a good
solid
film.
Yeah.
It was, you know, he writes great books. I've read all of his books.
The James Patterson.
Yeah, the James Patterson books. I thoroughly enjoy. I mean, I was really hooked on them for a while.
It seems like they might have went for a reach on this one. You know, I mean, the casting, directing, it just doesn't seem like it's a good
I
fit.
feel like, look, Tyler Perry makes movies that bring in a lot of people.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
huge
blockbusters,
and I think the studio wanted to be in the Tyler Perry business. And I just don't think his fans probably respond to Tyler Perry in this way now.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you're the Morgan Freeman business.
You know,
yeah.
Do you guys remember Stephen J. Cannell's novels?
Oh, Stephen J. Cannell, amazing writer. Yeah, absolutely.
But he had 13 novels, and the main character was a guy named Shane Scully.
Okay.
And when you're talking about this, and since he's passed away, God bless you, Stephen, nobody has ever optioned these books, these novels, and created the Shane Scully.
I'm surprised.
They're
always looking for branded material.
It is, well, son, if you want to do a little up, you go out and hustle the money and
get the rights.
We'll make some movies.
And Larry would be happy to be Shane Scully.
No, Shane Scully's like 30, 35. Oh. But the thing is that this is a great implement
I'm going to look into this property.
Yeah, no.
Well, you know, it's interesting because, you know, Stephen J. Cannell Productions, I was raised on Stephen J. Cannell Productions.
Oh, he was all over, absolutely.
I mean, I remember, you know, one of the clearest memories I have, even as a small child, was watching some of his shows and always remembering that last, you know, the promo from him typing and then throwing that thing in there.
The paper.
I was raised on Stephen J. Cannell
Very
Productions.
prolific writer.
It's going to come from our generation. From me and Will's generation, there's going to be some guy that picks this stuff up. That really gets in this.
Well, I mean,
I have to also say that Stephen J. Cannell was one of the nicest, kindest, most generous men that ever was in this business.
You never know. The guy was a mega star when it came to directing and writing. The guy was unbelievable.
Well, if anybody wants to get into this, the only way...
Email Larry.
No, email me, because the only way to obtain this is through the family.
Yeah.
I know the family. And believe me, 13 novels with Shane Scully. And if you remember Cannell's writing...
Fabulous.
It kicks butt from the start. It is one terrific thing.
I'm going to have to pick one of those up and give it a read.
Yeah.
You know, he almost created his own genre. It was almost like people after Stephen J. Cannell tried to imitate his style for years and years after that.
Yeah.
So, guys, stick around. Final segment coming up. Taking your calls, 800-336-2225. 800-336-2225. It is the PM Show with Larry and Nancy Manetti. We'll be back right after this.